Thank you for joining us for this look at the best original reporting from KPBS News this week. I'm John Carroll. Coming up, Comic-Con is still 7 months away, but those who want to attend in July have some work to do this weekend. Beth Accomando will have advice for anyone who will be on their computers trying to secure a prized badge for the 2024 event. Many of us will be planning our Thanksgiving spreads in the days to come, but not all San Diegans will be as fortunate. We check in with those who work year-round to help address hunger. And should parents be notified if their child reveals their sexual identity to a trusted adult? One North County school announced it will reverse a policy that critics say will out vulnerable kids. This week brought us a change in the weather. Rain and colder overnight temperatures are another thing migrants are enduring in a remote camp near Jacumba. KPBS reporter Jacob Ayers says they're still being held outdoors without shelter.
It's quite the scene if you know where to look. Months after migrant camps first formed near Jacumba Hot Springs, they're still going strong.
I'm here at a migrant camp near Jacumba Hot Springs, and as you can see, there's a lot of people who are trying to stay sheltered from the rain. The conditions are starting to get colder and wetter here, and they're just looking to try and stay dry and warm.
Before the rain started to come down, we spoke with a migrant. Julian, who didn't want to use his last name, is from Colombia, fleeing persecution in his home country due to anti-LGBTQ discrimination. He described the conditions at the makeshift camp during the single day he's been there.
Y las condiciones han sido desfavorables, mucho frío. Nos han ayudado mucho trayendo agua, comida.
Sam Schultz is the boots-on-the-ground help for many of the migrants. Working alongside the nonprofits Al Otro Lado and Border Kindness, his team has been providing food, water, and warmth 7 days a week.
There we go.
He said in addition to firewood, blankets, warmer clothing, and better shelter are what the migrants are most desperate for.
The movement has actually accelerated. There are more people going through every day, an average of 350 to 500 per day through the camps. What is the big change is that the Border Patrol has become more efficient at moving them out.
Schultz says Customs and Border Protection started detaining migrants at what he calls a trio of open-air detention sites near Jacumba back in May. But now, the weather is very different.
Even though 40 doesn't sound cold compared to other places, but remember, these are people without proper clothing. It's nighttime, exposed, some are really young. And so we're worried mostly about the kids.
Kaiser Permanente's Dr. V. Nguyen says medical concerns are a serious issue at the sites.
My main medical concerns as a physician would be hypothermia, especially for those who are very young or with underlying medical conditions, cardiovascular events, and spread of infectious diseases, especially respiratory. And we're worried particularly about flu.
Schultz says it can snow in Jacumba during the colder months, and temperatures often fall into the 30s. He says the situation is now dire, and the federal government needs to take action. Jacob Ayer, KPBS News.
Customs and Border Protection is pushing back on claims it's running open-air detention sites. The agency sent us a statement saying it's leveraging all available resources and partnerships to vet and process migrants, and that it prioritizes the health and safety of all encounters by providing appropriate medical care and coordinating with emergency medical services. San Diego is the first county in the entire country to offer free lawyers to people in immigration court. KPBS border reporter Gustavo Solis says the program is making a big difference.
Imagine standing in front of a judge and having to represent yourself in court in a language you don't speak and under a legal system you know very little about. What's at stake? Your right to continue living in this country. That's exactly what immigration court is like for thousands of people facing deportation. Shows like Law & Order give us the basics of our criminal justice system. Defendants get a free lawyer, and everyone is presumed innocent unless they're convicted. But those rights do not exist in immigration court.
These are life or death proceedings of tremendous gravity done in this crazy sort of sometimes you call it like a fast food setting where like you don't get a lawyer, you don't get right to access evidence.
Bardis Vakili is a civil rights and immigration lawyer.
You have to go up against an immigration lawyer from ICE, right? And then you have to do it all in front of a judge, more times than not is former ICE a former ICE attorney. And so it's just the chips are stacked against folks.
Vakili says deportation cases are very difficult, especially if a client is locked up in a detention center.
From within the prison, the ICE jail, immigration jail, there is no access to the internet, so you can't gather information about your case. You don't get appointed a lawyer. You can't work and make money, so you can't really hire a lawyer. It's very difficult to talk to your family from inside.
But there's a county program that's trying to make immigration courts fairer. San Diego County's Immigrant Rights Legal Defense Program uses taxpayer dollars to give immigrants access to free legal representation. Vakili is part of this program. He says the goal isn't necessarily to stop deportations.
Not everyone wins their immigration case, but we should get it right, the winners and the losers, and having a lawyer helps with that. And so that's what the goal of the program is to try to just inject that fairness.
The program started last April and is going to cost about $4 million a year. Data shows that it's already having an impact. The number of people with legal representation has more than doubled since the start of the program, and immigrants who have lawyers are 5 times less likely to be given deportation orders compared to people who had to represent themselves. For immigration lawyers like Lauren Cusatello, that stat is kind of obvious.
Well, let's start with language. Any evidence that you present to an immigration court has to be presented in English. And any application or form that the court generates is written in English. It has to be completed in English.
Imagine doing all of that without an attorney. And that's not even mentioning the legal argument you'd have to make.
The burden is on that applicant to prove that they're eligible. So unlike a criminal court where we all know the government has the burden of proof beyond a reasonable doubt, in immigration court it's almost always the other way around.
In October, County Supervisor Joel Anderson tried to place limits on who could be eligible for legal representation, saying people with criminal convictions shouldn't be part of the program.
We've got to be thoughtful in our approach, and we have to draw definite lines. All I'm asking today is that we had guidelines that stop us from wasting money on people who prey on others.
But dozens of advocates opposed his plan, arguing in a county meeting that it would violate the spirit of universal representation.
Many of these individuals have lived in San Diego for most of their lives. They have jobs in the community, families, friends, and people who support them.
Anderson's proposal failed. Paulina Reyes is a lawyer with the Immigrant Defenders Law Center. She says there's a misconception that people facing deportation aren't members of our community. Critics of the program often say taxpayer dollars should only benefit San Diegans.
For us San Diegans, this is my neighbor, this is, my fellow church member that is going through this process, and it affects everyone.
Reyes says deportations tear families apart, and that impacts the entire community.
We've seen it too on so many cases where one of the parent might be deported to other parts of the world completely, and then that leaves, the single parent alone with the children.
And Vakili argues that giving free legal representation can directly benefit American citizens.
The other thing people, I think, don't understand is sometimes whether the person's even as an American is in question, right? So there's cases where sometimes they detain people that they think are not U.S. citizens, and it turns out the person's U.S. citizen.
So far, lawyers in the program have been assigned 868 cases. Most of them are still going through the court process. Of the completed cases, only about 10% of them ended in deportations, which is much lower than the national average. Gustavo Solis, KPBS News.
A charter school network in North County recently dropped its policy protecting transgender students' privacy because of the threat of a lawsuit. Advocates tell KPBS North County reporter Alexander Nguyen that Classical Academy's new policy essentially outs students to parents.
The Classical Academies is a charter school network serving more than 5,300 students in North County, including Coastal Academy in Oceanside. Classical Chief Executive Officer Cameron Curry said in a statement to KPBS that the school changed its policy after a threat of legal action by a constitutional lawyer. After reviewing the preliminary injunctions issued in recent cases against Chino Valley Unified School District and Escondido Union School District, it was clear that our policy was very similar to the one enjoined by the federal court in the Escondido case. This made keeping the old policy language untenable. Curry said Dean Broyles is the attorney who threatened classical academies with the lawsuit. Broyles says there was no threat. He says he was informing the board of legal consequences as a concerned parent.
We didn't specifically threaten a lawsuit against Classical Academy over their parent secrets policy, but we did inform them that their policy was unconstitutional and needed to be changed.
Classical's old policy says that teachers and staff could not disclose a student's gender identity to anyone, including the student's parents, without the student's consent. It's the same policy that got the Escondido Union School District sued. 2 teachers there said it was against their religious beliefs to lie to parents. A federal judge recently ruled that the policy was likely unconstitutional. Their lawsuit is under review by the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals. The issue was front and center at last night's Escondido Union High School District's meeting.
How do we protect students from lifelong decisions without their parents involved?
Classical's new policy requires parents to be notified if the student changes their pronouns or names to match their gender identity. Max Disposti from the North County LGBTQ Resource Center calls that forced outing.
Even a student with a family that is supportive needs their own time to be able to come out. Is their story to tell? Is no one else's story to be disclosed? And that's really a basic privacy protections that the state of California has guaranteed for many, many years.
Disposti says research has shown that trans students' mental health fare better when schools are safe grounds for their gender journey. Nikki Faddick, a parent at Classical, agrees. She says her rights were not violated under the old policy, but the new policy is deeply concerning for her children and their friends.
It creates an aura of distrust around relationships that kids had previously felt were safe spaces on campus with trusted adults, teachers, counselors, that now they're questioning, are these safe spaces? Will my confidential information be shared without my permission?
Borrell says that fear is overblown. The core of the issue is a parent's right to know.
For over 100 years, the U.S. Supreme Court has ruled that the 14th Amendment includes the recognition of the fundamental right of parents to direct the care, education, and upbringing of their children.
Classical says the new policy strengthens support for students. Alexander Nguyen, KPBS News.
This is Transgender Awareness Week, a time to recognize the gender-diverse community. Confrontations over pronouns and politics have often marginalized people who are trying to live as their authentic selves. KPBS education reporter MG Perez shares some transgender stories happening right now at one school known as a safe space for inclusion.
The blow dryers and beauty are a constant here at this street corner in downtown San Diego, where Paul Mitchell, the school, has been educating future professional stylists for 20 years. That's almost as long as Bo O'Neill has been alive.
As someone who does use pronouns that are they, them, and I can kind of pass either way.
Bo also uses he, him pronouns as he transitions in what he calls a genderqueer identity. He's learning how to cut and color hair at the school, but graduation will have to wait until the spring. This week, Bo is having top surgery, removing female breasts from his chest.
Even though I haven't been comfortable with it and I don't like it, it's almost like sad to see it go away, if that makes sense, because we've gone through just so much together, my chest and I.
So what do you see here with our choices in cutting?
Bo has a mentor and learning leader, as they call them here at the school. Dice Moreno is non-binary and uses all pronouns. She was once a student and is now sharing her experience at Paul Mitchell. With a master's degree in education and a lifetime of setbacks, successes, and strength, Dice is committed to helping her community find themselves.
There's nuance to LGBTQ experience, and something like hair is so personal that you really have to be gentle, mindful of the words that you use and the assumptions that you make about the person in your chair, because if you're not mindful, you might make assumptions that are incorrect that hurt the person.
In Dice's story, hurt turned to healing. Dice has a wife, and together they are preparing to open a new salon in the heart of Hillcrest, a business that is not only about making money, but making progress in transgender awareness. They raised $600 for the Trans Youth Project in July, giving haircuts at the San Diego Pride She-Fest. And they take every opportunity to educate people who want to say the right thing when they meet a transgender person, especially when it comes to pronouns.
If you mess up, it's okay. Just say you're sorry and move on. Don't make them do the emotional labor of consoling you after you misgender them. Just move on. So these short hairs help to provide the volume that we're seeking, and it also takes out some of the bulk.
In the chair on this day is a friend and client of both Dice and Bo. Dean Miller is full of life. And they are serious about service to their transgender community and others who are marginalized because of how their brain works.
Neurospicy, so not holistic. So that means that you have ADHD or you have autism.
Dean is a health coach and personal trainer for people of all gender identities who are neurospicy, a new pop culture term fondly referring to those who are neurodivergent. Dean uses their professional platform to educate too.
Even if you don't understand us, I think that awareness and putting it on our radar can really start that curiosity process. But it also gives us clarity on people who are not interested.
Dean is talking about the people in the current political climate legislating against transgender rights. But the Paul Mitchell School is a safe space for everyone, according to the education director, Katie Graves.
So they come here and they feel like they are home, they feel included, and then it gives them that confidence. In that short amount of time that they're here in school, it gives them that confidence. They build a foundation. In most cases, they build a family.
A family Bo O'Neill will depend on this week as he has his long-awaited top surgery, excited for the change and the future.
Not wearing binders, they're very constricting and tight, and I think I'd love to do hair without feeling a compression on my chest all the time. I'm just ready to fix my posture and not be compressed.
It sounds like freedom.
Yeah.
MG Perez, KPBS News.
You can find all of our stories at kpbs.org. Here are some of the most read stories online this week. The San Diego Humane Society is limiting some of its services to the public after 2 pathogens were found among dogs. A milestone at San Diego International Airport as construction crews top out the new Terminal 1. And the death of Peter Seidler. Read how San Diego is remembering the Padres team owner who contributed much more than baseball to San Diego. We're a week away from Thanksgiving, and the American Farm Bureau says the cost of the big feast is a little lower than it was last year. But as KPBS reporter Melissa May tells us, advocates trying to end hunger in San Diego County say they're not seeing much of an improvement.
The Rock Church City Heights opened up their campus to help about 300 people who are nutrition insecure.
I'm actually seeing an uptick in this season more than when we were shut down for COVID. We're also seeing an uptick in people that are from other countries that have just moved here. So, Ukraine, Haiti, different countries. People are coming here and just in real need.
Noelle Mitchell with the Rock Church City Heights says they now have food distributions at all of their campuses every month to meet the community's needs and are helping families celebrate the upcoming holiday.
Today we're giving out turkeys, we're giving out Thanksgiving stuffing and broth and just things that you can use for Thanksgiving dinners.
1 in 4 people are living in a household that doesn't have sufficient income to purchase 3 healthy meals a day.
Anahid Bracke is the president and CEO of the San Diego Hunger Coalition. She says while the state of hunger in the county has not changed significantly since last year, one of the biggest differences is the end of pandemic aid for food assistance.
In March 2023, which was the last month that people got that pandemic boost to their CalFresh benefits, we had almost closed the meal gap.
Families will start getting a new major benefit next summer. They'll get summer EBT cards with $40 per child a month to help buffer the loss of school meals. Melissa May, KPBS News.
Chula Vista's Harborside Park has been closed for more than a year, and that's brought renewed attention to the divide in who has access to parks. KPBS South Bay reporter Corey Suzuki says many residents have been frustrated for years.
Harborside Park wasn't on the agenda for the Chula Vista City Council meeting last month, but it was on residents' minds.
It is amazing how much improvement on these parks when you all close Harborside Park. Did you forget about the people on the west side?
So first and foremost,
The City Council was meeting to discuss working with an LA construction company to explore some future park sites. But several residents took the podium to point out that a lot of people are also waiting for updates on the parks that already exist. West Chula Vista, they said, hasn't been getting much attention.
It's not really fair for each side to get all these high quality parks. Everybody read attachments and see what they have. They have pickleballs, they have structure for tennis courts, they have basketball, they have everything you want. And what do you put in the west side? Nothing, zero.
The City Council made the controversial decision to close Harborside Park more than a year ago. They want to explore leasing or selling the land. But that decision has reignited a debate over the unequal way that parks are distributed across Chula Vista. The divide is between the newer, wealthier side of the city, East Chula Vista, and the older side, West Chula Vista, where there's less new development and more working-class neighborhoods. When you look at a map, the west side is mostly gray, but East Chula Vista is covered in patches of green. In 2021, the east side had almost 3.5 times more park space than the west side, according to data from the city.
There's a lot of research that shows that poorer neighborhoods have less access to safe parks.
Elva Arredondo is a professor at San Diego State University. She says that parks have a lot of benefits for people who live nearby, and not having access to them is a problem.
They may not have features that would make it easy for families to come and bring their kids, or they may have broken, pathways. They may not have the greenery, or there may be lack of lighting or open space, for people to sort of feel safe.
That's not to say that West Chula Vista doesn't have nice parks. Alondra Padilla says she comes to visit Hilltop Park every day. It has a beautiful, sweeping grass field with play structures, a gazebo, and a trickling river. Her son, Mateo, is autistic and loves the smell of the eucalyptus trees. She says the park relaxes him.
So this relax for my autistic boy. When we walk a little more there, my kids start to laughing. Yeah, so that's the reason we love to come in here.
But even still, Padilla says she also wants to see more parks on the west side. Because of Mateo's autism, it helps to move from park to park during the day.
Sometimes when the park have a lot of kids, we have to quit to go because my kid can start to scream like today. So we have to go to another park or change the activity.
The city says it's a hard problem to solve. Lots of West Chula Vista was built before there were requirements to have certain amounts of park space. Newer building codes also require developers to fund new parkland as part of their projects, which means more parks in East Chula Vista, where most of the new construction is happening. But city leaders say they're working on ways to bring more parks to the west side of the city.
We will now move on to item 5.9. Madam Clerk, who pulled this item?
At that same meeting last month, the City Council voted to explore several future park sites. Here's Mayor John McCann.
As we know, I think many of the speakers talked about the west side of Chula Vista, west of 805, has a park deficit. And we need to be able to find ways to be able to build new parks.
That proposal, he said, could open the door for at least one new park on the west side. Corey Suzuki, KPBS News.
If you want to attend Comic-Con next summer, you have one last chance to get badges. This Saturday at 9 in the morning, open registration will commence, and KPBS arts reporter Beth Accomando has some helpful tips.
In order to get here, hopeful Comic-Con attendees must first run the gauntlet of open registration.
Dun, dun, dun.
That's right. Comic-Con is not something that you can just casually decide to attend.
If you do decide, yes, I want to go this year, I want to stress again that,
We recommend doing some research.
I do highly suggest you go on the Comic-Con website just to kind of read through some of the steps to make sure that you're prepared for it.
Because demand far exceeds supply, so you better know the ropes to even have a remote chance of obtaining a badge at open registration this Saturday for the 2024 convention.
So the number one thing that you need to do is you need to have made a member ID on Comic-Con's website prior to the sale. You only have to have signed up prior to 8 a.m. this Saturday.
Well, the waiting room will open up at 8 a.m. You can technically get in anytime before 8 and 8:59, and you'll be randomized into the purchase process. 9 o'clock, the sale will open. At that point, if you happen to come on after 9 o'clock, then you are put at the very back of the line.
Once you're in the waiting room, it's not going to tell you exactly where you are in the line, but it will give you an estimated time. You'll also have a little, we call him the little green running man. But it's basically like a little status bar. And again, it won't tell you the exact time, but your little guy will either be running real fast or he'll be running real slow.
That can be pretty nerve-wracking. Just chill, don't do anything, don't back click, don't forward click, just wait.
Maybe your time says 15 minutes and then 2 minutes later it's back up to like 35. That's okay. It doesn't mean that like more people are jumping in front of you.
Don't try to register like on your phone or on an iPad, like use a laptop and that sort of thing.
When it is your turn to purchase, you can purchase badges for up to 3 people.
Buying groups really help significantly increase your chances of attaining a badge. So definitely do all that.
If anything does go wrong, take a screenshot, take a video recording, anything that you can do, contact Comic-Con International. There's a contact form on their website, so you can contact them and hopefully they'll be able to help you.
And to all the nerds and geeks out there nervously awaiting their fate, good luck! Beth Accomando, KPBS News.
You can find more of our content at the KPBS YouTube page. It's also where we live stream KPBS Evening Edition, weeknights at 5. We sure hope you enjoyed this look at KPBS News this week. I'm John Carroll. Thank you for joining us.